Hello, welcome to episode 118 of Your Ultimate Comeback. I'm Brad, here with Raquel. High five.
Oh, is that what we're doing? I was going to do the parade wave. Is that how you do it? No, I'm better at the right hand.
That's beautiful.
Is it?
Great job.
Rose Queen.
Practice at that?
No, none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Everything good?
Yeah. I liked our last episode. That was very, very cool. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it.
Especially the comment on stroke volume and the response that got.
I think that might have gotten cut out. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it didn't.
He cut the other one out. Did you not, Caesar? Yeah.
Oh.
He
No, I hope that one was left in.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Perfect.
Everyone can see your 15-year-old little boy mind.
I know, kind of. Sorry.
Stroke volume about the heart is what we were talking about.
I can't help it.
Sweet. Hey, today I wanted to talk about something new that Jay and I are releasing from the weight room called the Acaria Method.
Oh, yes. Which I love the name, by the way.
Yeah. So Acaria comes from an island off of Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, the island of Acaria.
Okay.
And it's one of the blue zones. It's one of the areas in the world where people are more likely to live to be over 100 years old. And so,
that's crazy.
Yeah, Acaria is basically based, I call it energy engineering after 40.
Energy 40.
Yeah. After the age of 40, people start thinking more about longevity,
yes,
energy, and quality of life, less about how low's my body. People still think about it, but it's not people would rather want strategy around longevity, energy, quality of life versus how do I get another 1% body fat off my body? How do I put 5 more pounds of muscle on? Mm-hmm. So the order of priority, I believe, changes. I know it drastically did for me.
Yeah.
And so Acaria Method is built for this.
Yes.
It's built to bring a lot of education and clarity on how to do this better. And so the Acaria Method is built on 3 things. Strength and movement, metabolic nutrition, recovery, and peptide optimization.
Love it.
And the Acaria Method, we're not chasing motivation, we're building energy systems. And we do it through those 3 foundational pillars.
Yes.
And I really want people to understand, energy is not a feeling, it's a biological output. And there's a lot of strategy around, you just got to say you feel great and convince you through your mind you feel great.
Yeah.
Or it comes down to, we get focused on caffeine intake to lift us up and alcohol intake to bring us down.
Right.
That's kind of the strategies we know.
Vicious circle.
But I want to break these 3 foundational pillars down and how the Acaria Method is focused on those. Because I think people get those 3 things down and life dramatically changes after the age of 40. Now, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the strength and movement because we really dove deep into it in the last episode.
Yes.
So the Acaria Method is an educational platform and a coaching platform.
Yes.
Within that platform, if you join it, you get access to all the weight room workouts on an app. And that should be up and running here in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So with that, if you want to see examples of the exact workouts we're doing that focus on the what we talked about last phase, the peripheral heart action workouts, you have access to all those just like our classes are doing within the gym.
So are you writing workouts within this program that are the same or they're different?
No, they'll have access to the exact same workouts that our classes have access to.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, so it's we're switching over to this whole new app that manages the whole business.
Oh, okay.
But also has a training app with it, so all the workouts are there. So our clients can access it while they're in here, and they can track their progress.
Okay.
If they're on vacation, they can access the workouts on vacation. Great. And now through the Acaria Method, remote people can access the workouts as well.
Awesome.
They got to do them on their own.
Sure.
But they'll have the exact same protocols that all of our people in the gym are doing.
Love it.
So the big principles around Acaria Method with the training is training should increase energy, not drain it. That's why I like the peripheral heart action. It's optimizing energy, not wiping you out. Yeah. So what we have learned is that most high performers overtrain their nervous system while underfueling.
Yeah.
People they don't have time to eat enough. They're not eating enough. They're scared of food, yet they're beating the hell out of themselves in their workouts. That does not work well after 40. It doesn't work well prior to 40, but you really start.
Fake it.
You can fake it. You really start noticing it after the age of 40. So, the model is really like we talked about, built around the peripheral heart action. We're using big compound movements, using the lower body to the upper body, pushing the blood flow throughout the body, enhancing the cardiovascular system, the vascular system, blood flow. It helps bring resting heart rate down, blood pressure down, but also maintain and enhance lean muscle mass, maintain and enhance strength. But capped, meaning you're not going to get big and jacked on those type of workouts. It's physiologically impossible. There's not enough volume on muscle to create enough breakdown for those responses to happen. It's also going to dramatically improve your cardiac output. It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
So you'll have access to all of that if you do join the Acaria Method. The biggest thing we're really focused on is building mitochondrial efficiency, increasing insulin sensitivity. Insulin sensitivity, you get more of enhancement from that from lifting weights than you do from aerobic activity. So that's, again, another positive benefit that I don't know if we talked about in the last podcast, is that by training the muscular system, we're also improving insulin sensitivity. It improves their stroke volume, meaning that every time your heart beats, it's able to start, as it gets stronger, it starts pushing more blood every beat. That's cardiac output. That's where the blood pressure starts to drop and resting heart rate starts to drop. The heart doesn't have to work as fast because every beat pushes more blood into the system. And then we're reducing cortisol load. Yeah, we really want to do everything we can in our training to bring that down. So I love this. We're training the engine without redlining it.
Yeah.
Like, that is super important to understand. You should not be redlining your system every time you train and expect to get out.
People love it, though. People love to do that.
Yeah, if your workout's leaving you feeling depleted and exhausted, it's not optimizing you. It's just depleting you.
Yeah.
So that's the big focus there. Let's talk a little bit about the Acaria Method nutrition coaching. So within the platform, we recognize that energy crashes are usually blood sugar instability, poor protein distribution, excess caffeine, or under eating carbohydrates, especially around the days you are training.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So we really emphasize, which is really popular right now, but it's protein first.
Sure.
Like, every meal should have 30 to 50 grams of protein in it. We really like to anchor this in at breakfast. So we like breakfast to be within 30 minutes of waking, having 30 to 50 grams of protein at breakfast, and some good fats.
Yeah.
You slept all night, your muscle glycogen levels are full, your insulin is nice and stable when you wake up. We want to capitalize on that. So we want as minimal amount of an insulin response as possible. Protein's still going to get some, but what happens is it brings the cortisol response down by having a protein breakfast early. So it helps dampen the cortisol response, which is huge for people.
Yes.
If you skip breakfast, have caffeine, and you're a high-stress person, you just launched your cortisol levels into oblivion. And the response is going to be sometime 1 and 3 in the afternoon. Those are coming crashing down, and you feel like you're going to need a nap. And then the afternoon sucks for most people.
Right.
So when you stabilize cortisol and blood sugar by having proteins and fats at breakfast, you also wake the brain up. You're setting the tone for a great day. So that's the big framework. And then every meal after that should have 30 to 50 grams of protein. And everybody should try to hit that 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight in protein.
Right.
Just divide it up over your meals.
Sure.
We are very strategic with carbohydrates. We talk about this a lot on the platform. Carbs are a tool, not the enemy. I think that they're one of our greatest foes. Foes, right? Foes, friend? Friend or foe? One of our greatest friends, not our foes.
Yeah.
So if you have them around training, when you work out, cortisol levels are going to go up no matter what. So and muscle glycogen level is going to go down when you're lifting, but when you're working out right. So if you have carbohydrates in your first meal after a workout, it'll bring the cortisol response down, and it'll signal the body through insulin sensitivity to push the glucose back into the muscle cell to replenish muscle glycogen. So that's a beautiful time to take it.
Yeah.
Very positive responses. And then we also like to use carbohydrates at night for dinner to help dampen the cortisol response, replenish more of the muscle glycogen, and aid in better sleep. So we teach a lot about that. Is one of the best tools I've ever learned for high-stressed individuals is to eat in a way that supports that stress recovery cycle. So we're optimizing it early, but dampening it, and then bringing it down at night to help people sleep better and replenish. I'll talk a little bit about caffeine, but ideally, if you can delay your caffeine intake for 60 to 90 minutes after waking, you're not going to have as big of a crash afterwards. So try to get your caffeine in 60 to 90 minutes after you wake, and then make sure you cut it off by 11 a.m. so that it's not having a negative impact on your sleep. And then try to avoid snacking. Snacking to me is a sign that you're under eating.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Interesting.
I have found if you eat big enough meals, you will not need to snack throughout the day. You should be able to eat a meal and be sustained for 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
If you're having struggles with that, it means you need bigger meals. You need to eat more food, more protein, meal to meal.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, we want, the more we can space out the meals and allow insulin to stay lower throughout the day, your overall insulin load is going to be just lower that way. So if you eat a meal, then 2 hours snack, and then eat a meal and snack, it's like your blood sugar is just going to be at a higher level
the whole time.
on average through the day. Than if you have a big meal, let it come down and keep it lower for the day. Then a big meal, let it come down. Your average insulin level is going to be lower that way.
Right.
So it's very powerful. I'm a big fan of using electrolytes for people that are under stress. The adrenals also manage a hormone called aldosterone, which manages sodium and potassium, keeps those in balance. What you will notice is that when you are highly stressed, you pee more. Because stress causes the body to deplete sodium, and water follows sodium. So when you're a high-stress person, you're depleting more sodium, you're going to pee more, you're going to be more likely to be dehydrated.
Oh, wow. So
that's why I'm a really big fan of electrolytes, like maybe some LMT or like pinches of sea salt in your water.
Sure.
You want to make sure that you have the electrolytes in the system as well with the water to offset what's happening in the adrenals from the stress you're under.
Yeah.
Because it is affecting the aldosterone hormone. The less electrolytes you have, the more fatigue we're going to deal with, and the more an elevated heart rate people are going to deal with. So it's harder to recover that way. Let's talk about recovery and peptides. This is where I think Acaria really separates itself and differentiates, is it understands probably the most important factor in aging and anti-aging is focusing on recovery. It is not about how hard you can push yourself on a daily basis. It is not about how much output you can give.
Yeah.
It's about how good you are recovering from the demand you're putting on the body on a daily basis. And I really believe that your workouts are only as good as your ability to recover from them. Probably the best lesson I learned from Stefan over at Kilo Strength Society. It changed and shifted my whole view of this.
Yeah.
The better people recover from the demand you put on the workouts, the better results they get. It was the person that got the best results is never the person who could do the most. It was the person who could recover the best from the demand putting on the body. So it's really not about crazy workloads.
Yeah.
It's about applying the stress and recovering and adapting to the stress. So we talk a lot about all the different strategies you can use in a lifestyle scenario to drive better recovery. For example, the use of sauna is really powerful, especially sauna in the evenings. Talk about if someone does a sauna 3 to 4 times a week for like 20 to 30 minutes, studies are starting to really show, and this is on traditional saunas, but risk of heart attack and cardiovascular disease dramatically drop from that. It's so good at bringing the stress hormones down and calming the system down. And also it makes the body sweat. It pumps blood around a little bit more. But it is phenomenal, a phenomenal tool for recovery, better sleep, and cardiovascular health. I would much rather people do peripheral heart action workouts 2 to 3 times a week and sauna 4 days a week. I think that's going to develop an incredibly better response than someone that does a shit ton of cardio.
Yeah.
I just really do. Because now we're not pushing so much stress hormone through all the crazy cardio. We're controlling the stress hormone response and aiding in recovery while challenging the cardiovascular system. And we're enhancing muscle mass, which is a big, powerful tool as well. So hierarchy on recovery is sleep, nutrition, training. Notice training is the third thing in the scenario.
Yes.
And then the last thing is peptides. We want to educate people on how to utilize peptides if these other 3 pillars are really doing well. So if someone's sleeping well, if the nutrition is dialed in, if they're training appropriately, now you bring peptides into the mix and it's like, it's just this icing on the cake. It dramatically enhances the response of everything. Unfortunately, if you flip it and you start with the peptides and the training, not a whole lot's going to happen.
Right. If your sleep and recovery are not good.
I've seen it. If the order of importance is sleep, nutrition, which are recovery-based, proper training, and you throw peptides into that mix, the outcome is incredible.
Right.
If you flip it and you're taking a bunch of peptides and you're training like crazy, but you're not eating enough, you're not sleeping well, you're not going to get anywhere fast. You're going to spend a lot of money on things that aren't doing anything for you.
Sure.
So I've seen it for so long now that if recovery is the point of emphasis and you're using strategic training and peptides in that realm,
much better result.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think the people who really can benefit from this the most are people that are 35 and over that have all the stress of life. Like, I don't think people fully understand how much the stress of life impacts our ability to get results with how we look. If you have a really high stress lifestyle and you're training really hard and driving more stress, you're creating a lot of problems.
Yeah.
I've literally seen people put body fat on in this scenario. They're super stressed out in life.
Yeah.
They're training like crazy. They're not eating enough. Multiple realms of compounding stress.
Right.
And the body responds by saying, screw you, I got to protect myself. And we'll put fat on.
Sure.
It's a protective mechanism.
Yes, yes.
So if you're someone who thinks you're doing everything right, you're not eating a lot, you're training a ton, I'm going to tell you the solution is optimizing recovery, is learning how to train appropriately, learning how to use nutrition appropriately to control the metabolic hormones, to optimize stress when you need it, and optimize recovery when you need it, and then using peptides to just optimize those signaling scenarios.
Yes.
Where maybe your body needs to produce a little more growth hormone a little more often.
Sure.
Maybe you need to bring inflammation down. Maybe your mitochondria needs aid for energy.
Absolutely.
But if the first three things are not optimal, the peptide signaling response is not going to be optimal either.
Yeah.
So I know we're making this one quick, but
Oh, we could do a part 2 on this one.
yeah, we may have to do that.
Yeah. I like
But the big goal of the Acaria is just is restoring youthful signaling patterns. But you can only do that when sleep is dialed, because that helps. When nutrition is dialed, because that helps.
Yep.
When training is challenging the system to get better versus challenging the system to deplete it. And then you throw the right peptides in the mix for what people need.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden we start creating this realm of anti-aging and more youthful signaling pathways. And it's incredible how different someone can look by doing that.
Oh, yes.
You can't beat yourself into that situation.
Into submission, so to speak.
You can't. You can only support,
Right.
persuade,
Yeah.
and recover into that situation.
Yes.
Most people are aging excessively or falling apart because of stress.
Sure.
And you just can't use stress to beat stress.
No.
You cannot use stress to beat stress. But that's the situation and the tools we're trying to use with all the HIIT training, the low carb diets, the low calorie diets.
Yep.
It's not a good mix.
No. No.
So some really easy things you can apply that the Ikaria Method talks about is 30 to 50 grams of protein for breakfast within 30 minutes of waking. I can't tell you how much of a game changer that is. Everyone thinks that intermittent fasting is the answer. If you're lazy, not under a lot of stress, you don't like to exercise, I think it's a great tool.
Yeah.
If you're under a lot of stress, you exercise, and you throw intermittent fasting in the mix, it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
So I have found 30, 50 grams of protein within 30 minutes of waking is really powerful. I found when people walk after meals, even if it's just 1 or 2 meals,
Yeah.
digestion improves, insulin sensitivity improves, cortisol reduction improves. That's a really simple, powerful tool to aid in recovery. And then cut your workouts back. Like, peripheral hard action workouts are 30 to 45 minutes. They're not an hour. And science is pretty supportive that hard training after the 42 minutes becomes counterproductive, not more productive. So cut your workout. Just try it.
Yeah.
Train a little less.
See what happens.
Like, trust me on this. Train a little less, recover a little better, and you're going to see a lot of positive response. And then go to bed earlier. Like, turn the damn TV off.
Yeah.
Like, get off your phone, get yourself in bed just 30 minutes earlier and see how much that changes. Now, there's a saying that every hour before midnight is worth 2 hours after midnight. I don't know if that's true. I've never been able to find it. There's no supportive research of it, but I've heard it a lot. But I believe it. I found when people go to bed earlier, their recovery is much more optimal than people that go to bed. Even if somebody who's going to bed at 9 and getting 8 hours of sleep versus someone going to bed at 1 and getting 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
The person who's going to bed at 9, you can see a dramatic difference in how they look, how they feel, their inflammation, their lab chemistry. Even though they're both getting 8 hours of sleep, the person who's getting more of that sleep before midnight just seems to be much more youthful.
We should look into this.
I've looked. There's no studies that validate it.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot of people say it.
Yeah.
And I have visually seen it over the years. And my people that go to bed early, even if they're getting the same amount of sleep as someone going to bed later, look much more youthful, have better energy, have less inflammation, and have better lab chemistry. Yeah. I think we'll stop right there.
More to support me going to bed at 9. Like
Yeah, it's perfect. That's why you look like you look at 60.
Trying. 61. Get used
61,
to saying
sorry.
that next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Any questions on all that? I know that was
great.
a big dump. But
We'll do. I think we need to do a
Yeah,
part
let's
two
do
on
let's do a
this.
part two. This was
Yeah.
just kind of an intro to what
like
it is.
it. I like it.
Yeah, and it's going to become available here within the next month.
Love it.
But it is a really good platform that's going to be focused around education and coaching on these parameters. Because what I've learned in this world, especially now that peptides are so big in it, people don't know how to use them.
Yeah.
Everybody under the sun's buying them, but they get them and like, what the hell do I do now?
Right.
And a lot of them are making just very uneducated guesses on what they need. And so we want to just help people understand, like, okay, peptides are phenomenal. I love them a lot. I have the last 15 years.
Yes.
I've used them. But they are an icing on the cake tool, not the solution to solve all the problems.
Not the main course.
Yeah. The main course has to be in play.
Yep.
And luckily, Jay and I just have so many years of coaching these people in that realm and seeing what works and what doesn't. We're now kind of just going to bring it to the world here with this new Acaria Method platform.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you.